Are you thinking about moving to New Zealand for work or residence? Here's the part that really matters. For most pathways, being qualified isn't enough. You need a job offer in hand from a New Zealand employer before Immigration New Zealand will even look at your visa. No offer, no visa. That's the reality for the accredited employer work visa, and it's a major factor for residents under the skilled migrant categories too. So today we're covering 3 things: why a job offer matters so much, 2, why it can be so hard to get one from overseas, and 3, how a licensed immigration advisor can turn that around. Let's start with the basics. If you're applying for the accredited employer work visa or a residence visa based on skilled employment, your employer has to already hold accreditation with Immigration New Zealand, and your role has to meet the wage and skill requirements set for that visa. Your job offer isn't just a formality, it's the foundation the entire application is built on. Here's the good news though, accreditation itself isn't hard to get. New Zealand Shores can help an employer through that process, so when you're job hunting, focus on finding the right role for you, not on whether the employer already has accreditation. So why is this difficult to get a job offer from overseas? First, some employers see accreditation and job checks as a barrier to hiring from overseas. Usually that's just because they don't understand how straightforward the process actually is, and we can guide them through it. Second, distance and trust. Employers are naturally cautious about hiring someone they've never met, who isn't even in the country. They wonder how long the visa will take, and you're competing with local candidates who can walk in for an interview tomorrow. Third, wage and skill thresholds. Your role has to meet specific pay and skill level requirements to qualify. A job offer that looks great on paper can still fail if the wage doesn't hit the threshold or if the role doesn't match the occupation classification Immigration New Zealand expects. And fourth, this one catches people out constantly. Even a strong CV written for your home country often doesn't land with New Zealand employers. It's not formatted the way they expect, and it doesn't speak to the specific shortages they're trying to fill. A generic CV is easy to spot, so tailoring it to the role matters. Put all of that together and you can see why so many capable, well-qualified people spend months applying into a black hole with no response. This is where a licensed advisor comes in. And it's about far more than just the visa paperwork. A good advisor starts by mapping your realistic pathway, occupation against the current occupation lists and wage thresholds, so you know exactly what kind of job offer you actually need before you even start searching. That alone saves months of applying for roles that were never going to qualify. Then we help you present yourself the way New Zealand employers expect: a properly formatted CV, a tailored cover letter, and a representation letter from New Zealand Shores, which reassures a hesitant employer that the visa side is being professionally managed, not left to chance. In some cases, we can even connect you directly with employers and recruiters actively looking to hire from offshore. And once an offer is on the table, we check it meets the visa requirements before you accept, so you're not caught out later by a technicality that unravels the whole application. If we do spot a problem with the offer, we can raise it with the employer to help get your application over the line. In short, a licensed advisor turns a confusing high-stakes process into a structured plan, backed by someone who deals with Immigration New Zealand's requirements every single day. Getting a job offer for a New Zealand work or residence visa isn't just about being good at what you do, it's about presenting the right offer from the right employer in the right way. And that's a lot to navigate alone. If you want to know exactly where you stand and what pathway actually fits your situation, speak to a licensed advisor before you spend months applying blind. Get in touch with New Zealand Shores and let's find out together what's realistic for you.